Just reading through my script. Cracking. Genuine. Tidy. Angels. So these candles have all like ran out to the point where they won't burn anymore. So what have I done? I've gone to Proper Job. I bought these for £1, I believe. £1, £1.50. I think they're £1. 25 vanilla tea lights. Smell like a diamond. Look like a diamond. I mean, look at this little diamond down here. And I've just put them in there. One in this one. And they just look fucking Gucci. So, don't throw away the nice jars. Like this one says, always believe something wonderful is going to happen. I don't want to just throw that in the bin. So, anywho, welcome back. Okay, so, by the way guys, if I start talking like Welsh, I don't know if I will because I'm like in the YouTube frame of mind now, but if I do, it's because I've been with my friend Nikki all day and we just talk in Welsh whenever we see each other, and then I can't get the accent out of my head for a while. So, by the way, my mum's washing my bedding, so I've kind of just, we're just working with this at the moment. So it's just, there's nothing on here, it's just plain bed sheets, but I've put my throw over and my pillows to try and make it look like I've got a white bed in, but I've just told you, so irrelevant. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very sorry for that annoying intro. We got the cup of tea. Are we going to get the chocky bickies and do it Ellie Derby style, or are we not? Let's just check how long tea is. We'll have some chocky bickies if tea's in a couple of hours, but if tea's soon, then I can't have the chocky bickies because I'll get full. Because I can't just have one. No. Susan Boyle over here cannot just have one. What time's tea? So then we can have the chocky bickies. Oh, by the way, this candle here is fucking Gucci, girls. It's jasmine and wild fig. I think I've shown it in one of my Primark hauls. I just love the fact it's got 2 wicks. Can you see that? You can't. You just can't, can you? It's got 2 wicks. It's John Wick. Do you know what I mean? It's John Wick style. Do we want the lights off? Looks a bit dark and dingy, but then we are talking quite a deep video here. Or do we want the light on? I think it's Whopper with the light on. Okay, so we got the chocky bickies. You already know we got the bourbons. Get your get your chocky bickies and your tea ready. We're going to be here for a while. Right. It's the closing video of the mental health girls. I'm really sorry about it, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Part 3 of the therapy, counselling, mental health video. And I actually can't remember what the last one was about. Am I gonna have to look on my phone? Yeah, I'm using my phone as one of the lights. Still haven't got my other light, so I'm just using my glow case. It's Gucci, it really is. Okay, so the last one was like kind of like coping mechanisms and linking into what my anxiety looked like and what my depression looked like and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and say we're gonna go on to talking about like the aftermath right at the end, feeling better, why I'm glad I felt like shit in the first place, which is really strange, and we're also going to talk about what I'm doing now, where I am now, how I am now. Okay, so let's just start with now. Now I'm okay. I would say I'm really happy, and I am, but I still get my down days, but they're not often at all. They come now and again, and when they come, they come like a fucking thunderstorm. Do you know what I mean? It's not just a little bit of rain, it's the full-on storm here, angels. So when I get those, they come, they're bad, but they go, because I know how to cope with it now. I've only just started doing this since, I'd say, August. Yeah, August time is when I really looked outside of the box and thought, this is how I'm going to cope with it, this is how it's going to be. Psych! Sorry, my phone keeps going off. So now, like I said, I still get my bad days, but I'm pretty much okay, because I look at I take every negative, well, I try and take every negative as a positive. And this is going to sound really like blowing my own trumpet kind of vibe here, but I'm the only person I really know. Like, yeah, I kind of am, I think. And the way I think, like, people around me don't think kind of like the way I have, and that's because I think I've been to therapy and I've seen the way you should cope with things, or the way you can cope with things that make you feel better. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably not. Like little things, like my sister will complain to me about petty things about her boyfriend, and I just literally look at them and I'm like, look, he loves you, like blah blah blah. Like, don't get me wrong, when I first got with Josh, I wasn't a psycho. Probably no, I wasn't, because I've never stopped him from going out, I've never stopped him doing what he was doing, but I was very, very insecure, and I was always had it in the back of my mind, what if he cheats on me? Because that's how I've been in past relationships. Getting very sweaty here now, girls. What my past relationships taught me, I didn't think there was going to be like a boy out there that was not going to cheat on me when he went out or when he got drunk. But now I can safely, hand in hand, say, with his name on my wrist, Josh will not ever cheat on me. So don't fucking mug me off here, mate. He would never do anything to hurt me on purpose. So I'm just relaxed now. I'm relaxed about him. And it's just, I don't know, like at the start I was, and even like, I don't know, like 6 months ago even, I was like, oh, I don't know, like I still have my doubts, and it only makes you a more bitter person, and you look like a psycho. I know I hate using that word, and I really do, but that's the only real way I can think about how to describe it. So I'm really going off on a tangent here, aren't I? It's all about learning how to cope with things. So now if anything goes wrong, I think to myself, look, the only person that's in control of your feelings is you. And it is. You're the only person that can make yourself sad. You're the only person that can make yourself happy. I used to look at it as if, no, my friend can make me unhappy. My counsellor used to say that to me, you're the only person that's in control of your feelings. I'd be like, no, it's not. And he'd be like, yeah, but you're not relying on you're relying on other people to make you happy. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I get really struggling with my words sometimes. I used to rely on my boyfriend or on my friends or on my family to make me happy, but now I'm the only person that can do that. I'm the only person that can change my mood. So I just think, like, if I have an argument with someone, I try not to let it get me down, because I'm just like, do you know what? If this was my last day on earth, I wouldn't want to spend it like this. And I just think, you know, life is way too short to just look at things like and feel sorry for yourself. Don't get me wrong, you've got to go through that to get to this state of mind. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I just can't get the words out, you see. But I hope, like, people understand. But yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the script. That all kind of like ties in with self-confidence and self-esteem and insecurities. If you are insecure and if you don't love yourself, or if you hate yourself and you're always at war with yourself, you're gonna give off that vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like in school, I'll openly admit I was that girl that everyone probably looked at and thought, she's a bitch, like she's a nasty bitch. People probably thought that about me, and deep down I wasn't a bitch. I was just fucking, I had mental health problems and I was always upset and I hated my appearance. Yeah, I might have acted like I didn't, but I did. I was upset with myself. I had problems, you know, in my own relationships. I had problems with my ex-boyfriend. I had problems going on at home. And you just, as soon as you're a negative person, you give off that vibe to people and they're like, I don't like that person, she's so negative about everything, it's irritating. And I used to be that person. But now I just try and look at things so positively, and I don't love myself, don't get me wrong. I don't look in the mirror, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that, because I don't. But you've got to fake it till you make it, and it's so true. If you start telling yourself that you hate your imperfections, you will start, sorry? Don't say that, Yasmin. If you start telling yourself you love your imperfections, not hate, sorry, get tangled with my words, then sooner or later you will just start to love them and stop trying to change what you dislike about yourself. So For instance, I don't like my nose, but I contour it. And that's the way I've changed it. Instead of going to get a nose job or covering it up in all my photos, I've learnt to love it and learnt to make it look prettier in certain ways. Do you know what I mean? You've just got to try with yourself. You haven't got to wake up and be like, I hate myself, and ignore it. You've got to try, and you've got to tell yourself, no, it could be worse. Like, for instance, like my mum used to always say to me, oh, don't be so ridiculous, there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with you. And also Simon as well, my therapist, he said to me, you know, the only, like, I think I've said this in one of my videos, I used to like my eyelashes. Well, bitch, I don't like those anymore, that's why I wear falsies. He used to say to me, like, you're lucky, you've got nothing wrong with you. One of my clients hates himself because she's had acid thrown in her face, and she still gets up every day and tries to tell herself that she loves herself. One of my clients has an eye, like, one of his clients had like an eye up down, like one up here and one down here, like a bit slightly droopy. I think he said he actually had special needs, and he hates that about himself. He's like, but you, Yas, he said, you've got actually nothing wrong with you. And I thought, you know what, that's so true. There is people out there that actually have actual issues. So you've got to think about things that way and just keep telling yourself, you know, you love yourself, and you just fake it till you make it, and you will eventually, as soon as you find confidence, you'll become a much happier person. And confidence is, it's good looking, trust me. Like, confidence is the best thing you can wear. When you're self-conscious and your head's always down and you're like, no, you don't believe in yourself, you can tell when someone's like that. Like my best friend, she's got really confidence lately. She's lost some weight, she's got her teeth done, she's got her lashes done. She's starting to feel really good about herself, and she hasn't looked better. But it's not because she's getting all those things done. She hasn't looked better because she's confident, and you can tell. She goes out and she's not like, oh, look at me next to you, like, oh my god, I look awful. She's not like that anymore. You can tell she's confident with the way she fucking struts in her pictures. Do you know what I mean? And then you give off that vibe to people, and then they're going to be nicer to you, and you're going to be nicer back. But if you just give off that moody vibe, bitch face vibe, people aren't going to be nice to you, because no one wants to be friends with someone like that. The next thing I want to talk about is what I said earlier. We're going to need another chocolate bicky for this one, girls. Bourbon, come here, Angel Diamond. Do we want gloss? I think we want gloss, don't we? That she makes everything better. Like, you put gloss on and you're like, wow, I look good. Instantly. Love it. Literally love it. Going on to what I said earlier. Ooh. Hello to the forehead. Why it's good and important to feel upset. You can't block it out. You can't block out the fact that you've got depression or you've got bipolar or you're anxious. You can't try and block it out and forget about it. It's important that you feel it. You have to feel it, because if you don't feel it, you're never going to get over it, because you don't know what you're running away from. So you've got to feel it. You've got to, even if it means you sitting there every night crying yourself to sleep listening to sad songs. I know it's shit, but it's important that you feel it. And trust me, some nights I used to be like, right, I can't be asked to feel like this tonight, and I'd go out and I'd get drunk with my friends, and then the next day I'd be even worse. So it's good to feel upset, because then you will appreciate the good times, and you'll appreciate that you feel happy when you eventually are a lot happier. And it's just important to make sure you feel that pain. This sounds really messed up, but it is important to feel it. Honestly, you've got to allow yourself to be sad. You've got to allow yourself to grieve. You've got to allow yourself to be upset. You've got to allow yourself to cry and scream and shout and cry as loud as you can, and cry your heart out to songs. It's important that you feel all of that, because the minute you get happy, you will look back and you'll be like, Jesus Christ, was I that low? And you'll remember it, because I remember it, and Jesus Christ, I can't believe I was ever like that. Like, I look back and I'm like, Jesus, I wasted so many years like that. So many years. But now I'm just grateful that I've got this, like, I'm so proud of myself that I've got this mindset on me now, that I don't even regret the bad times, because it's worth the person it's made me today. It's worth the way I look at things. It's worth the way I cope with things and deal with things, and not even my personal issues, my friends. By the way, I look really, really pale. It's because when I had my tattoo done, he scrubbed my fake tan off. And I'm not allowed to do it until it's healed, and they're definitely not healed. Always losing track. I'm glad I felt like that because of the person I am today. And like I said, it doesn't only help me out, it helps my friends out, because whenever they're upset, they come to me and I can give them the best advice I've ever given anyone. But I wouldn't be able to if I haven't been through what I've been through. So you've just got to make sure you feel it. And I'm grateful that I did feel it, and I am. It's really strange. It's a strange thing, mental health. But this is one of the questions I actually got asked. Like, I don't just write down my thoughts, I write down people's questions as well to make sure I answer them. Oh, and by the way, a few people have requested a video about my weight journey. It's coming soon, hopefully. I'm still not really too sure, like, how to do that, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm still battling with putting on weight, losing weight, putting on weight, losing weight, putting on weight, losing weight, and not remaining one size. So when I find out a remedy, I'll definitely get that video up. Yeah, this is one of the questions. Would you ever go back? 1000% yes, I would. If I felt like I needed to, 100%. It was worth every single penny. And yeah, like I said, I've coped with things and learnt stuff about myself that I didn't know, and I look at things in a just completely different eye. And yeah, I would go back. It definitely, if I felt like I needed to, 100%. But like, sometimes I feel like just going and having a chat with him and just being like, my life is great because of you, so thank you. That's how I feel. And that's what I feel like doing sometimes. And just having a chat with him and catching up with him and seeing if he's okay and telling him everything that I've been doing in the past year and a half. I don't know. Sometimes I do definitely want to go back just to kind of have that chat with him. And kind of say, like, I don't know, maybe I can get over the fact that I still have my down days once a month or whenever I have them. But I think you'll always have that. Because if you had no bad, you would never be able to appreciate the good. And life isn't all Gucci, do you know what I mean? You've got to have the Poundland days. Anyway, so I'm actually going to tell you about something that not many people know about. But you're my angels, you're my diamonds, you're my angel diamonds. So it's important that we talk about it. It's July, so going back, so we're in November now, so August, September, October. So about 3-4 months ago, I had a little bit of a relapse. Yeah, you wouldn't have thought it would, have you? And by relapse, I mean, like, I kind of went back to how I was feeling for a few, it was probably about, actually it was in June time, because it was July I stopped feeling like that. July, August. It was July, August I stopped feeling like that. So I felt like that for 2 months straight, I reckon. But obviously it wasn't like all the way through. It was pretty on and off, but it was more on than it was off, and I felt like it for ages. And I won't say my relationship was falling apart, because it wasn't, but I felt like my relationship was falling apart, my family life was falling apart, my job was falling apart, my friendship was, but that was because of how I felt. So I was kind of, I couldn't be bothered with anything, and I was ruining relationships around me, and I just wasn't being myself. And the only people that I really opened up to it about was Josh, my partner, and one of my best friends, Nikki, and a little bit to my best friend, Whit. That's the only people that knew, really. A little bit my best friend, Whit, but not really everything, because she wasn't really around that much. She's a minx. She's been going to festivals, holidays, and now she's at uni, so she's not always around. So when she is, I don't like to dump all my shit on her. But yeah, so Nikki was probably the person that I kind of let most of my shit down to, and then Josh to a certain extent. And then like towards the end, I kind of just started like dropping hints to everyone that I wasn't okay, and to Josh's friends, you know, I was just kind of like yeah, dropping like little hints, just like, you know, no, I can't be asked for that, can't be asked for this, can't be asked for that, like, and you try and blame it on everyone else but yourself. So I was trying to blame it on Josh. I was trying to just say like, we're not good, you know, and we weren't good because of how I was, and it was every single day. And he was like, look, I can't be having you back like this every single day because it's putting me down. So I went back to the doctors and I just said, look, this is how I'm feeling, blah blah blah. And they were like, can you get any more kind of therapy lessons? And I just said, I just don't want that right now. I said, I just want to know if there's anything else. And she prescribed me some medication, but I never went and picked it up. I've actually still got the prescription in my purse still now, because I just never went and picked it up, because I was just like, I just don't, it's not that I didn't want to, I just couldn't be bothered to go on the tablets, because when most like antidepressants like SSRIs, you can't actually drink or anything. And it was in the summer, I was about a week away from going on my holiday with Josh and his family. We went to Turkey, and I was just like, we're going to be drinking all the time. Like, I know that sounds really selfish, like you want to be looking after yourself, just take the tablets kind of thing, but I don't know, there was just something in me, and I was just like, do I really want to go down that path again? And actually I've got a story about taking like the medication, and it's a story time. I'm going to actually do that maybe tomorrow. I'm going to film that because it's quite a dangerous one. Yeah, it's quite dangerous actually. So that kind of put me off as well, this story time, which you're going to need to watch to understand. But yeah, I just wasn't, I just didn't want it. So I kind of sat Josh down and I just said, look, for me to find myself again, I'm just gonna be on my own. And Josh was like, no way, you're not doing this, blah blah blah. And he was there for me from then on, and that's how I got myself back to normal, because he was there every night when I was crying. Every time when I felt shit, he stayed in with me some weekends. When he was meant to be going out with his friends, he would just stay in with me to make sure I was okay. He was really making the effort to just be there for me. Like, don't get me wrong, he was never horrible to me before, but we just, obviously we've been together for years, so we were quite settled and chilled. And I just said, look, I just need to feel like loved, if you know what I mean. I need to feel like, I don't know why I feel so shit all the time, like everything just feels shit to me. So sorry here, angels. Yeah, so he really just started making the effort, and that's how I kind of felt better again. And so that's kind of what happened in June, July time. I just really was not me at all. So I can't sit here and be like, I've been amazing for the 1.5 years I haven't been in therapy, because I haven't. And yeah, yeah. But now since that little blip then, like, it ruined my holiday away with Josh, because I just felt shit all the time. I'd be crying on holiday because I felt that shit. So yeah, but now I've really got into my head, like, no, like, I'm not letting myself feel like this. I'm not letting myself be this upset all the time. Like, I'm not having it. Now, where I'm at now, I'm doing fine. Kind of the closing story of my therapy / mental health experience. And don't get me wrong, I probably suffer with anxiety, not every day, but definitely every week. Definitely every week. But I don't suffer with depression as much as I used to. I used to have it all the time, and now I rarely ever have it. But like I said, when you get your shitty days, you know, they're not just rainy and windy, they are the full-on thunder, lightning storm. So, but you've got to kind of allow yourself to feel like that. You definitely have to just allow it. And I know it's shit saying that, like, why the hell would you want to make yourself feel like shit? But if you want to get better, you've definitely got to make sure you feel your own feelings to help yourself. You've got to get in touch with your own feelings. You've got to recognise them. and then you'll definitely be a better version of you in the long run. And that's kind of like going back to therapy. It's the therapy experience. You have to find the root of your problems. You have to get, even if there was that first bad memory or that first bad time that you can think about, the first ever bad thing, and even if it's like when you were 3 years old and your parents split up or your grandparent died or something like that, you've got to find the root. You've got to cope with those emotions, and that's how you can move forward, is when you get over your past. Because some people don't grieve, some people don't allow themselves to for years and years and years, but it's important you go back to that stage and you grieve over it and you connect with it, and then you move on. This lip gloss always makes me cough. Is that weird? Don't get me wrong, when and if you go to therapy, or when and if you do it yourself and help yourself out and get in touch with your own feelings from years and years ago, you will feel shit. And you might feel shit for a while because you're bringing up everything that makes you feel shit from your past. But I'd rather feel shit for 6 months than feel shit for the rest of my life. And it's okay to feel shit when you're talking about all these different emotions and feelings and memories and everything that made you upset. But as long as you don't hold on to it for too long, you've got to get upset about it and then let it go, or make peace with it. Or if you want to grieve over certain things, you've got to do it the right way and make sure you're not sat there every single night crying and crying and crying and crying and crying, because that will not help you move forward. You've got to go back to a certain stage and you've got to deal with it. I think I just rambled on a little bit then, to be honest, Ange, but I don't care. I hope this video helped you guys. My DMs are always open, always open to anyone that wants any more questions. Like I said, I'm going to do a story time about medication, and then I'm also going to do like a story time / journey about my weight when I've kind of sorted it out, because I am back down to a size 4 right now. I just don't know how I do it. I just drop it as if it's fucking farts, do you know what I mean? So yes, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.